strengths and weaknesses of each Real Madrid player. And we're going to start off obviously with the goalkeepers, Kepa. So when it comes to weaknesses for Kepa, we know at Chelsea he was a decent goalkeeper. At Real Madrid he's also been decent, but he hasn't been that good. But Kepa's weaknesses obviously has to be his ball playing ability, shot stopping ability, and sweeper keeper ability. His strengths definitely are penalty kicks. Because when we look at Chelsea and his history at Chelsea, he was a very good goalkeeper when it came to penalty shootouts. And when Chelsea were in penalty shootouts, he would be the penalty stopper. That to me is his strength. Has he shown it at Real Madrid? No, he hasn't. He's not shown it. And we move on to Andre Lunin. Andre Lunin's weaknesses has to be ball playing ability. Because I can't find a weakness when it comes to Lunin. We know he's a good shot stopper. And he's shown it, especially in this current season that we're in. He has been a Courtois replica, in my honest opinion. His strengths obviously has to be his goalkeeping ability, because he's extremely good at that. And obviously his weakness is the ball playing ability. Then we move on to Thibaut Courtois, who he has replaced in this season. Courtois, who is injured currently. Courtois' situation, his ball playing is terrible. I would say Lunin's ball playing is way better. But Courtois, obviously we know he's better in every other aspect. Every goalkeeping aspect, he's better than Lunin. But as I said, in this current day and age with goalkeepers having to be good on their feet, Courtois doesn't match that description with defenders. So I'm starting off with Danny Carvalho. Carvalho's weaknesses obviously has to be his dirty play. It has to be his dirty play, because him in the Spain against Brazil match, his defending was pure trash. But we know his comeback is better. His defending has become better. His strengths definitely has to be crossing and attacking. Defensively he's also very good. And it's difficult to find his weaknesses, because in this particular season, if I would speak about 2023, he was trash. Straight up, I would say his weaknesses is everything. This season he's turned it around, and as you can see, he's minimized his weaknesses, maximized his strengths, and he's one of the best right backs in the world in this day. Lucas Vazquez's weaknesses obviously has to be his defending. I mean, it's poor. It is poor, but he's been working on it. And he's been improving in that factor, attacking wise. His skills in crossing is outstanding. It's better than Carvalho's in my opinion. Maybe it is better, I don't know. Just making up things in my head. But Lucas Vazquez used to be a right winger, so attacking wise, obviously that is his strength. So Fran Garcia, with his left back qualities, outstanding attacking wise. His forward runs is amazing. Yes, maybe sometimes it's amazing. But Fran Garcia is a very good player. He just needs time. He's still young. Defensively, Fran Garcia is poor. Even if you look at his highlights, and I'm not judging him based off highlights or clips, because I watch the games, his defending is not that good, and his tackling is so poor. It's genuinely poor. Attacking wise, this guy is insane. His runs, matter of fact, in 2023, he had the most progressive runs in La Liga, straight up. Valamendi on the other hand, I would say attacking wise he's poor. His crosses are poor. His weaknesses definitely has to be the attacking side of things. But his strengths, his skill moves is good. His awareness of the game is good. He rarely makes mistakes, but when he does make mistakes, he owns up to it and he wins the ball back. Mendy defensively is way better than Fran Garcia. Centre backs, we're starting off first of all with Rudiger. Rudiger defensively is outstanding. This season he has proved why he should be a starter, and he is a starter. He brings energy into the game. He is super strong, and yes, he does fight sometimes on the pitch, but he's very good defensively. This guy's rock solid. His weaknesses, it's rare that you find a weakness with him. I would actually say he's minimized his weaknesses so much that I can't even say it's a weakness anymore. His ball playing is way better than you would expect from a centre back. Rudiger overall, great player. I would say he doesn't have that many weaknesses. He has pocketed players like Haaland. Put him up against a strong attacker like Osimhen, he will pocket him. Eder Militao is the same situation. I would say his weaknesses overall is his ball playing ability and his passes, crosses. And he was even used as a right back in the World Cup, which he was not that good at that position, because his natural position is centre back. defensively has improved so much. Matter of fact, he has returned this season. Hopefully he improves even more. His weaknesses has to be the ball playing. His strengths is his defensive plays and his strengths overall. And his discipline. David Alaba's strengths has to be him on the ball. He's amazing on the ball. He used to be an attacker back in the day. And he can play pretty much in any defensive role or even in the midfield. Alaba is a good defender and his weaknesses has to be in the air because he's not good when it comes to headers or clearing the ball. So his defensive work is good, but his weaknesses has to be his heading. When we speak about Nacho's defensive displays this season were not necessarily the best. He has been super inconsistent, even playing with an injury. I would say his weaknesses has to be his plays in the air. We seen it against Atletico, he got exposed when it came to heading the ball. And I would say defensively is decent. I would say his strength is being super versatile. We go to the midfield. Tchouameni. Strengths has to be defensive plays, strength, and bodying the players off the ball. Overall, he's a very good central defensive midfielder, and I wouldn't say he has that many weaknesses. One of his weaknesses has to be his passing, which I know midfield is supposed to be good in that. But Tchouameni, his weaknesses, he has minimized his weaknesses so much that I honestly can't give a weakness. When it comes to Camavinga, his weaknesses, it's very difficult to find one because he's so versatile. One of his weaknesses to me has to be his lackluster performances sometimes, him getting bodied off the ball easily. But to me, his strength has to be his defensive displays. And that makes us move on to Fede Valverde. Valverde, this guy has no weakness. He has no weakness, we're going to keep it at that. He's super versatile. He can cover any position. Defense, attack, midfield. He has no weaknesses. He's one of our best players. Matter of fact, I can even argue he should be top 3 players in the current squad. Dani Ceballos, his weaknesses obviously has to be defensive because what does he even add defensively? Attacking wise is very good, we've seen it in 2023. This season has been a slow season for him due to the injuries. Dani Ceballos is a good player. It's easy to find weaknesses, but I think his strengths overpower his weaknesses. Luka Modric, obviously defensively he's not that good anymore. He used to be when he was about 10 years younger, but Modric is a player we can't even judge nowadays. This guy is a veteran. He's so good in attack. We even seen it against Sevilla. This guy with the outside of the box goal. Classic Modric. He's still a very good player even at 38 years of age. He'll be turning 39 next year. Or this year. Why am I saying next year? This year. And it moves on to Cruz. Cruz, also a very old player. His weaknesses obviously is his speed. His strengths has to be his passing. I don't think you have a player other than De Bruyne who can match Toni Kroos's passing. And I don't even think De Bruyne is near Kroos when it comes to passing. Kroos's composure and passing is his strengths. Defensively he's decent, so I won't judge him too much on that. And then that makes us move on to Arda Güler. Arda Güler is a highly attacking player. His weaknesses has to be, as many of the other young players, his strength, because he gets brushed off easily by defenders. I would say his strength has to be his 1-2s. He's very good with 1-2s is one thing I noticed. Also trying to make, finding ways to score. And he scored actually this season. And he's had great moments in the short time that he has played. And overall a good player with a good future. The last midfielder in this list, Jude Bellingham. Bellingham, I know he's in the thumbnail, I'm trying to show that he has a weakness, but honestly, I can tell from his recent matches that his weaknesses has to be just his play style in general. I think it's that, because when he doesn't score, he has an average game, in my opinion, super average. His rating can't go past 8.5 if he doesn't score or assist. To me, Bellingham's a good player. His strengths obviously has to be him in attacking situations. And as I said in previous videos, attacking wise he has been excellent. 20 goals speak for itself. He lacks weaknesses in my opinion. And that is scary. For a 20-year-old to lack weaknesses at such a young age. My God, this guy is going to be outstanding for the next 10 years. Next, we move on to Brahim Diaz, who is an attacker. Brahim Diaz, he's a player who used to suffer from inconsistency. Sure, he has showed inconsistency throughout this entire season, but not as much as in his AC Milan days and Manchester City days. He has improved so much. Honestly, it's so difficult. He has been playing 90 minutes for each match for Morocco, and his weaknesses has to be his height. Sadly, it's something he can't control. In the air is not that good, but even when he has gotten a header in, it's been useful. His speed has to be his biggest positive. His speed is unmatched. We've seen it against Oblak. He just shot past Oblak and scored. No, this guy has to be his speed and his awareness in attack and his skill. Oslo, an Oslo situation, I was actually speaking to somebody about 2 days ago, and I was mentioning that Oslo, his finishing is immaculate. His finishing is super good, and I would say his weaknesses has to be his ball playing and his speed. He has no speed basically. He's just standing there and trying to do something, which he can't make plays. He struggles with that situation. But attacking wise, when it comes to headers and when it comes to just putting the ball in the net, he's gonna do it. Here is an interesting one. Rodrigo. So Rodrigo's weaknesses, and I've said this previously, is inconsistency. However, he has come back. Have you seen the match against Athletic Bilbao? This guy did it all by himself. He did it all by himself. His skills has improved. Him in his natural position. Honestly, he's a top 5 player in this generation. When he's on the left side, he's a different beast. When he's on the right, he's decent. You know, I've been watching these matches. He is not like any other attacker. He actually tracks back to defend, which is truly impressive. Last but not least, Vinicius Jr., the man who's always in the headlines, and it's never for anything good. Well, okay, sometimes it is for something good, but you know, even when he scores, the media says, oh, his behavior is trash and all this stuff. But Vinny Jr., I know all of you guys are thinking Rodrigo is better than him at left wing. I disagree. Rodrigo is excellent, but Vinny Jr., I would say Vinny Jr. is the best player in the world if we take Mbappe out of the equation. That's my opinion. The top 2 players in my opinion in the entire world. Mbappe, Vinny Jr. Vinny Jr. This guy can change the game at any moment. I've said this about 100 times on this channel. He can change the game at any moment. Vinny Jr., best player in the world in my opinion if you take Mbappe out of the equation. And I would love if you put your opinion down in the comments. Smash like, subscribe because it truly helps me out. Peace.